All right, if you want to run and gun with the red Komodo, we need to talk about putting together an efficient follow focus system. Let's go ahead and take a look. The red Komodo is nothing if not modular. I think one of the fun things about this camera, besides the incredible image quality, is the Lego-like aspect of trying to build it up in different configurations for your different needs. And I found something today as I've been working with my Komodo that was something that I was really running into, which was the need to come up with an efficient and good follow focus system that I could work on this red Komodo. Now the red Komodo does have the beta AF on there, and you know what? It can work in a pass. I mean, that AF can save you an emergency, but it's not 100% reliable, which means that if you're going to be using a red Komodo, you need to make sure you have a good follow focus system plan in place just to make sure you're getting the shots on set, especially when you have commercial people looking over your shoulder. Now, if you look, I have a pretty basic setup on my red Komodo. I do have an outrigger handle here, and it all starts here kind of down here on the base for me. And that's where I come up with I have a Condor Blue basic base plate. What that does, it allows me a nice big, I love to have Manfrotto plates on the bottom of all my stuff because that's what I have all my heads on. This allows me lots of space to get it. I really get it. And the other thing that I really found the most important aspect of this Condor Blue base plate was this little piece right here. This is a lens mount. This is the Condor Blue Universal Lens Mount support for speed boosters and adapters. And that's very, very important because what I have is I have a Canon 0.71 speed booster on here because I want to get a wider field of view than the Super 35, and this allows this thing to lock in there, which is very, very important if you want to be pulling focus on these lenses. Any type of lenses, you need to make sure that you don't have any wiggle. And any lens adapter, once you put it on there, there'll be a little bit of give and take. When you put this Condor Blue Universal Lens Mount under there, this thing is so locked on there, it's just really, really rigid, which is really, really important as the base before you build whatever your follow focus system is. You need to find a way to keep this lens locked in there really, really good. And I like that. And the Condor Blue is really, really small. I really love how unobtrusive it is. It just takes up just a tiny position, and I can go and put it on there, and now I can just put it right back in. Now for the top part of my red Komodo, what I did is I actually ended up using a lot of bright tangerine parts. I found they were really perfect and did what I wanted, and I'm going to show you why. I started off right here with this bright tangerine top rail, and the most important thing is this is a NATO mount, and I have two rails here on the side that I can put additional peripherals on there. They're all bright tangerine. And now the reason why this is so important is because of this piece right here, which I consider so cool. This is the bright tangerine 15mm NATO top handle top plate kit for the red Komodo. Now I do have one addition here, which is a little small rig monitor mount and a Falcon quick release for my monitor. Now what's great about this, I got this kit because I wanted to use an EVF and I could attach an EVF to this rail. But when it comes down to the efficiency of a follow focus system, you're gonna see why this is so important. Now the great thing is, because it's a NATO rail, I can slip that right on and boom, I've got a system. And what I love about the bright tangerine is it comes with these little 15mm mini rods that flip right up there. And what's awesome about that is that now gives me a rod system up top of my lens. That's really, really going to come important as we go. And this is kind of what I see as the base. Now, if I want to slip a monitor on there, because I have that Falcam, I can just slip that in and boom, I have a monitor ready to go. The base of my system is made. And now that I got kind of a cage built around here that I can build upon, I need to build the base that I can build the rest of this follow focus system around. And what I found worked really, really well for me, was really affordable, really nicely built, is this. This is the Nicey Rig base plate with rosettes for 15mm rod clamps for cinema cameras. And I can take that with some small rig carbon fiber 12-inch rods, and I can slip that in there, and I get a very nice base here. Super simple. I can establish that really quick. It slips in there really, really nice. And then to top it all off, what I did on top of that Nicey rig right here is I have a Libix APX quick release. I've done a video. I'll put a link up here about it, which I absolutely love. But what's great is I can take a system, I can slip it, I can drop it in. I'm not having to slide things in. Once you start building any kind of system and rod system, you don't want to have to slide a plate in because that gets absolutely terrible. You don't want to deal it. You want a system that you can actually drop on your camera system and do that. And as it so happens, on the bottom of my Nicey rig, I have a Manfrotto plate that I can then drop in on my main cinema tripods and stuff that I have. That way I can drop this whole system, bam, right on a system, super easy, very, very easy to go, really, really important. Now that I got that done, what I need here is basically one more level of support for my lens, because like I said, you don't want your lens dancing around when you're using follow focus options. And that's why I have right here just a little small rig lens support. Now this thing is pretty simple. You just slide it right in, you lock it into position, make sure it's locked in such a point that it's not going to get interfere with any of your components that you need to actually dial on your lens. You lock that in, and you go there, and now what happens, this forms one more level of support for your lens just to keep your lens locked in as tight as it can go on your camera, so when you start using the follow focus, it's not jumping around. These components, the lock on the bottom and this, are really, really important, and something that I think a lot of people overlook. When you start moving, stuff's going to get loose on the camera, and it can really drive you crazy over the course of the day if your follow focus keeps on jumping off the gears. You want to keep it on there. These are the tools that are going to really help you do that. All right, now that I got that on there, the last thing I need is my handle. And this is basically, I'm going back to Nicey rig again. And this is just the Nicey rig rosette handle grips. And what's great, these are set for the 15mm rods and the shoulder pads. And what's nice about this, because these are already rosettes, you can just basically quickly lock them into any position you want and go to go. Now, there's one thing about these that I really love, and that's that these have a ton of mounting options on it, which is why it comes in for a very important thing. Now, for the follow focus system itself, this is what I consider really, really important. And I actually really love this. This is the PDMOVIE Live Air 2S. And there's a couple reasons why I love this, but really the main reason I love it is because of size, weight, and speed. Now, what's great about this is I can basically take this and slide it in here on my top 15mm rod. I lock it down. And what I love about this is, check this out, it is battery operated, which means that I don't have to worry about connecting this to anything. And in the PDMOVIE Live Air 2S, you actually get 2 batteries for your follow focus, which I found has basically lasted me all day. And what's great about this is you cut it on, it automatically powers up, and it's super light. This is just over 100 grams. It really almost adds no weight to your camera, and it's just really, really intuitive to go. The other thing is on the back here, there are actually instructions written on the back if you want to go. It's minimalist, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because that leads us to the minimalist controller, which is right here. This is the wireless follow focus controller for the PDMOVIE Live Air 2S. And I love this thing. It is an amazing little design, and this is where it gets really, really cool. I can take this and screw it right here onto the front of my camera, and check that out. I've got it all built together just like that. I can cut it on now. And the great thing is, because this is Bluetooth enabled, it will communicate with this motor without any wires or anything in there. You literally just push it, hold it down, and it'll basically start going and getting your motor, and then it's good to go. And then what you can see is you have a super efficient and smooth system that has nothing hanging from it. It's really, really efficient, really, really light, really, really run and gun. And what's great about that is now you can sit there and have a system you can run and gun very, very easily. And it's so simple and so small, and it's so unobtrusive. It takes up such a tiny part of your cage right here. And I found it's very, very good, very, very responsive. And I love the fact that I can get this all together. And the reason why I like doing this for my run and gun work rather than having an actual mechanical follow focus here is, first off, those tend to take up a lot of space underneath. And the other thing that's really great is, check this out. Because this is on here, I can literally unscrew my controller and check this out. This is the remote air that comes with the system when you buy it. I can literally hand this off to First AC, or I can hand it off to anybody if I have a complex shot or something, and check this out. Boom. I can control this even if I'm not there on it. And when I'm done, if I want to get it back for my own control, we can unscrew it really quick. You can either put this in there for even more control, or I can take this super fast, put it back on my rig, and I am ready to do follow focus on my rig again. It's just that fast. It's just that easy. It is certainly an awesome little thing to have. And really the only con I can say to this system that I've been able to find is that sometimes on this PDMOVIE Live Air 2S, having it on a system like this, if you go for a really fast pull, sometimes you can loosen the 1/4" screw. So it really does work better for slow, smooth pulls versus like really fast things, so you can loosen it. But even that is not something that I found to be completely detrimental, because it's just about getting used to the vibe of how it attaches. But there you go. It's pretty much what you need in a run and gun situation, and I wanted to share that with you if you thought these things might help you when you're out there shooting with the Red Komodo. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Please leave me any comments down below, and yeah, go out there, keep on shooting, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.